widely known that despite rehabilitation, Todd Carney was often seen behaving poorly at nightclubs around Canberra, yet this wasn't publicised or addressed by the Raiders. Would you say that their leniency perpetuated his behaviour?
Look, I think a lot of that they probably be relying on reports from the public. Now, just how whether or not you can take those types of reports on board sometimes, whether it's just someone who may have a grudge against somebody who puts in a report each morning or says that they saw this or they didn't see that, and trying to determine which of the stories are true and which of the stories are not would be very hard as an organisation. I know for a fact a lot of those incidents were investigated and were looked into. The Raiders football manager this year, David Sharp, is an ex-policeman who had a lot of experience with dealing with this type of stuff when he was in the police force. And certainly the file on Todd Carney was probably a little bit bigger than perhaps many had thought at the end of it all. But I know that there were some incidents that were investigated and certainly weren't made public, and that was for varying reasons that the club would have had their reasons for.
Yeah. So were they right in sacking him?
In the end, I think he'd had enough chances, in my opinion. I think I had a lot of dealings with Todd, and certainly Todd, away from nights out and everything else, was a normal type of knock-around bloke that was a very talented football player and certainly had a lot to offer. He went out of his way with promotions and doing stuff with kids, etc. And certainly, even in some of his rehabilitation was through Kamari and organisations like that he was involved with. So look, I think there were two sides to Todd Carney. There was that side, and there was probably the side that had a bit of an issue with alcohol.